Hey everyone, it's Margaret Berry once again with this week's Tuesday tip. This week we're going to be going over one of the classic psoas and hip flexor stretches, except I'm going to give you some of my tips how to make it more effective. Stretches are like on my brain right now because I'm working on a class package that includes all of my favorite stretches. If you follow me on Instagram or in my Facebook group, you know that I tend to have a bunch of random stretches that for the neck or for the legs or whatever area or body part it is, and they're all kind of scattered everywhere. So I'm trying to work on bringing them together and putting them in a class package format that can be done before a workout, after a workout, or on days that you're not working out at all. So let's go ahead and get into my tips for this classic hip flexor stretch. Okay, so I can guarantee you've seen this stretch before. It's where you put your leg out and you square your hips and you lunge into the leg and you feel it right there in the front of the hip. Here's where people get this stretch wrong. They will try to do the stretch movement and they will arch their back out really far, so they're cheating their range of motion. You can find your true range of motion for your psoas and your hip if you take that hip and you think, tuck it under so that your butt is not sticking out, you're not leaning into your hip, you're kind of tucking under on that side a little bit. Oh wow, you won't be able to go as far. That's as far as I can go when I am tucking to get that in alignment and shorten those muscles so that I can then get the length of the stretch. So tip number one is tuck the hips, look at yourself in a mirror and see if you're arching out your back excessively when you do this. You should be in a straight line, shoulder and hip, all the way through. The next tip with this is that people will usually go way too far. You don't have to go that far to get a really deep stretch if you pay attention. So again, you tuck that under so that you're shortening that, and then you lunge forward with that. So you only go to where you start to feel that pull and that stretch, and you just breathe into it right there. Then you'll get more length out of that area and more out of the stretch. Just to help, I'll give a front view of this stretch. So again, most people just kind of don't really pay attention to it, but if you're doing it the right way, you're tucking under the glute on that side so that it's stacked. Then you go into the stretch. This knee is staying out towards the little toe while you stretch to get that length. So it's going to kind of get the thigh. The stretch is also going to go up into the psoas, into the iliopsoas, kind of inside that iliac crest. So it's a wonderful stretch to use for those areas. My next tip for this is after you're in position, you've got your good tucking under with that back hip to make sure it's square. The next part is that you're gonna add the length. So while that is all anchored here in that hip, so you're thinking to really anchor that hip, tucking under, keeping that all straight and activated, then you're going to reach your hand to the side. Now you can either reach to the side or you can reach straight up, but regardless, you wanna keep everything in alignment there while you're pinning that there with the hip and then stretching, reaching. You will feel this all the way up the psoas. You'll feel it in the quadratus lumborum muscle in the back, kind of your back strap muscle. You'll really feel this everywhere when you use that good alignment. Now let's show that again on side view. Tuck curled under, everything's in alignment, hips are square as you can as you go forward. Your arm comes up. This is staying straight here while you lift up straight or to the side. I almost like to imagine like my arm is reaching up so that I am lifting the bottom of my rib cage off the hips while my hips stay square. That tensional pull will get you to stretch all the way up that line on the side of your body. Well, I hope that this week's video was helpful for you. I really love to use this stretch, especially after working out or first thing in the morning, kind of just to start warming up those areas of the body that tend to get tight. And this will be a part of my stretch video series, which I should be releasing in the next couple months, depending on how fast I get things done. So be on the lookout for that. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back next time with another tip.